Eurotrip Part 2, Chapter 7. On arriving into Marseille on Sunday night, we realised that people in Nice must be jealous of the place because it looked pretty damn good. Better than Nice, anyway. Our hostel was right outside the station, but we were dreading the 16-bed dorm we had booked. However, the hostel seemed great, and the dorm was like a massive child's playroom. We were on the top platform and had a lot of space. Obviously, we were super tired, so after our first experience of hearing people have sex in a dorm room, we passed out. We awoke fairly refreshed Monday morning and got in some much needed showering. We went out to get breakfast, which sadly the wasps had got to it first, but we were able to find some leftovers. Wandering down to the harbour, we were astounded by how beautiful it was, a real city with normal French people surrounded by old buildings and castles. After delighting ourselves in Marseille's presence, we went to the station. For a return ticket to Aix-en-Provence, it forced to pick our return train, which was annoying, but we did it anyway, and were on the next train there. As soon as we got off the train, we could see how nice it was. There was a huge fountain and a long promenade to walk down. We got pizza from a place that had been recommended, and it was delicious. I got the vegetable pizza, though I did not realise it came with horse ass. We wandered through the nice streets and came across a 14th century church that had amazing paintings and statues. We wandered some more and were desperate for a drink/sit down. We settled for some overpriced bar by the fountain and sat for a bit, but got annoyed by children being pushed into water and lack of service. We wanted a park, but there was none, so I sat on a bench whilst Josh pulled his signature move of lying on the ground. We moved on swiftly to this great shisha Hindu place. You had to remove your shoes on entering and sat on cushions around a low table. We got coffee, cake, and 2 shishas of cherry and banana flavour. It was super relaxing, and we stayed for like 3 hours. After Josh took a shit, we ripped out and stole the decorations. We went to get more pizza for dinner on a rarely free bench. We had a horrible Cronenberg in an Irish pub and then had to watch a pink man and his screaming blonde kid. After finding some huge books, we had had enough and got our late train back to Marseille. Back at the hostel, I was walking along happily, singing about how I needed a piss, when bam, I went head first into a glass door. First time that has ever happened, and hopefully the last. I was about to bed myself when I realised I needed to check in our return flights. However, on passing the bar, I saw Leah, a girl from our dorm, drinking wine. I was uncontrollably jealous and got Josh and we joined her. Leah is from Texas and is studying water engineering in Barcelona. She told us she might be back in Barcelona on Wednesday, so we got her number for a possible meet-up. By the end, we were as tired as fuck, so retreated to the dorm. A great lie-in was had on Tuesday morning until 9:50, when I realised checkout was at 10. After an extremely rushed packing, we were sat in the common room drinking free coffee. Leah said bye as she went to try and find her passport, and we made a short trip to a supermarket to stock up for the day's travel. Back at the hostel for another coffee, and then we were off on our last travel day. The first train to Perpignan was 4.5 hours, and very uneventful. In Perpignan, or as Josh says, Perpignan, it was also pretty quiet. We sat in a cafe for espresso whilst the waitress got angry that she could not speak Spanish. However, we did get hit on by some pigeons, so it wasn't all bad. Next it was on to our next train, next. Straight away, the conductor warned us that the conditioning was broken. We walked the entire length of the train and there were no seats, so had to return to the oven of a carriage, the full effect of which we could now feel. Luckily, we scraped away from death as we got off in Portbou, Spain. We had an hour wait, so went down to the pretty beach to skim stones and relax. Sadly, we had to leave to get our last ever train to Barcelona. It was 2.5 hours and extremely shaky. A well-behaved dog entertained us, but it was still a painful journey. At last, we arrived in Barcelona, the last destination.